Greetings from Hortonville, Wisconsin. High school football is on the air for the first time this season here on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream Game of the Week. I am Joey D alongside Zach Morris to bring you all the action here. It is game number 2 of the season, our first video stream game of the year, or game of the week. It's Hortonville hosting DC Everest. A couple of teams coming off of big wins in their first game last week, scoring 40-plus points. Both teams did, as DC Everest shut out Wisconsin Rapids 41-0, and it was Hortonville beating West up here in an exciting one, 43-39, as the Polar Bears come rushing out of the big polar bear over there, as it is all blown up just to our left on a beautiful night here in northeast Wisconsin, as the Polar Bears jumping up and down on the Big H. And we are just about ready for high school football. Love it. We are in action again, our first broadcast here of this year. And we do want to thank all of our sponsors. Our sponsors this year: Fox Credit Union, and E. Bank. Like a beautiful evening here. It's a limited amount of fans due to, well, you know, it's 2020. That's all I got to say. It's 2020, so I guarantee you this place would be absolutely rocking and rolling, but a limited amount. So we hope that you do enjoy our broadcasts. All season long, we will on each if we can. This being the first one, because last week at the last second, the game that we were going to broadcast, it did get canceled. So we don't know on a week-to-week basis. We will try and bring you, though, high school football as much as we can. Again, I'm Joey D alongside Zach Morris, who's doing a great job here right before game time. Just, again, I'm going to blame this on 2020, Zach.
Well, we got everything set up, ready to go. That's the big thing. I mean, it got to a point where we weren't sure how things were going to look, but now we're rocking and rolling and ready for kickoff.
We were not sure, but yes, indeed, I'm watching the ball go in the air. And the kick is away, taking it about the 7-yard line. Working his way to the near side. And that is Chase Hughes on the run back, the 5'8", 155-pound senior. Nice run back, and Hortonville will start their first drive here tonight on the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. 1st and 10 on the 35, just underway. On their own 35, and they will come out with their quarterback, Sam Dodd, who had an excellent game last week, connecting with Parker Lawrence 4 times. And as soon as we talk about their passing game, what do? They run it right up the middle, of course. Stuffed after about a 2-yard gain. That was Chase Hughes. Hughes last week, 19 carries for 196 yards and a couple of touchdowns. So it's going to be the Dodd, Hughes, and Lawrence show here tonight, if it's anything like last week. Dodd comes over and gets the signal from new coaching staff this year for Hortonville. Ben Stumpf, Matt Hintz, Tyler Powers, Mark Villers, just to name a few here on the coaching roster. Dodd sends his man in motion, 2nd down and 7. Dropping back to pass. Has his man. Good for a 1st down. That's T.J. Payne. And the first completion of the night for Dodd is good for a 1st down up the 47-yard line.
Talk about the struggles with 2020. You throw into the fact that, hey, you have a new coaching staff. That brings in all kinds of issues, trying to get new plays in, your new offense. it's just a lot of things that change within a new season, Joey. So, getting off a first victory, trying to get a second would be huge for this program moving forward.
1st and 10 on the 47-yard line. Guy goes in motion. And the toss back to Hughes. And he is met right away. Did not even get back to the original line of scrimmage. He's going to lose 3 on the play, back to about the 43-yard line. The 44 mark it. And it will be 2nd down and 13.
You can already tell the difference, Joey, now with no students. You don't have the constant roaring and cheering that you would normally have on a Friday night. That's the big difference, like you've seen in college and the NFL.
There's a few students, but yes, not the student crowd that usually is out on a Friday night for high school football. 2nd down and 13. Rushed out of the pocket, and he throws it nowhere in the vicinity of Lawrence. But it's going to be 3rd down and long. And our first really big play of this game with 9:38 remaining, just underway here in this first quarter.
I want to say there's some normalcy now that it's week 2 for a lot of teams, but there's going to be nothing normal with this season.
Not at all. I mean, they're playing football, but it really is. This is a strange experience for everybody. High snap, but he brought it down in the screenplay on 3rd down, and he overthrew wide open out of the backfield, and he overthrew him. So it's going to be 4th down, and the punt team comes on for Hortonville.
Tough break. Had what he wanted, just did not work. I mean, just complete that pass. You get that pass completed, you're talking about a 1st down with some blockers, even more yards after that.
Dodd, the 6'4", 200-pound, only a junior. A lot of talent. And a running punt by Lawrence. And that one flies out of bounds. Depends on where they are going to mark this one. And do we have a flag? Thought I saw a flag on a play. Yep, we got holding on DC Everest. That is the first penalty of the game. So we'll see exactly where they mark this one. The Evergreen's set to take over for the first time this evening, but not in as good field position as they would have been, because they're going to mark them way back. They're marching from the 35 all the way back to the 25. And so for their first possession, they start on their own 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for DC Everest. And their quarterback, Bo Savok. And on their first play, they'll rush it right up the middle for 5 yards. They like to attack. Did not give up a single point last week. 41-0 they beat Wisconsin Rapids. Last year, both of these teams making it to level 2 of the playoffs. And the toss back. What a tackle hit right there. A big, big hit by Francis O'Connor of Hortonville. 5'9", 145-pound senior came in and knocked him right out of there. Correction, it's Owen Latandris is the quarterback. Savok, we'll see him every now and then as well, but Latandris is the main quarterback here for DC Everest as they get their first down up on the 35-yard line. And another flag. And it's going to go against Hortonville. Mark them up 5 more yards to the 40-yard line.
A little anxious to get an extra step on the offense.
So it is now 1st and 5, right on the 40-yard line. 8:53 showing on the first quarter clock. Keeper, and he kept it too long, and down in the backfield he goes. Tackled by August Maurer. 6'3", 190 pounds, only a sophomore for Maurer. And he was all over Latondras. So it'll be 2nd down and 7 now on the 38-yard line. As we approach the 8-minute mark, no score here in the first quarter. Give going right up the middle, almost broke it free. That was Ty Strelo, the son of the head coach, Tim Strelo. Ty, a 6'1", 190-pound junior. And good for a first down as they approach midfield on the 48-yard line. You hear the piped-in crowd yelling defense.
Happens on every level, Joey.
Yeah.
The question is, once fans are allowed, who will still keep pumping in the sound?
So different. Pass is complete down the right sideline. I don't have an 80-something on my roster, but that's a great pass, though. All the way up to the 29-yard line. And DC Everest moving the football here on their first drive.
And a great pass to at least slow down this pass rush and start to be able to get some running game going for DC Everest.
Another flag. The Evergreens are backing up. Somebody jumped a little too early. So they'll back it up to the 34-yard line. 1st and 15. 7:45 remaining first quarter. Hortonville unable to score on their first drive, but DC Everest is moving the football. They march down to near the 20-yard line. Brock Babish, junior running back. And he is brought down right at the 20-yard line, just shy of the first down. So it'll be 2nd down and short, but officially into the red zone. Go the Evergreens. Latondras barking out the plays. A handoff right up the middle. Squirting through for a first down once again is Ty Strelo. Inside the 10 down to about the 9-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for DC Everest.
DC being able to get whatever they want right now, and this is what happens that first drive. You show your power right out the gates and some nice passes. This is how you win games.
1st and goal for Latondras. Hands the football off and gang tackled inside the 5 down to about the 3. And that, once again, is Strelo. Boy, he gets those feet going. He's got some quick feet. That's what I'm noticing here early on. I'm talking with the new coaches from Hortonville. They were expecting a lot of running the football here tonight. One of the keys to the game, they need to own that line of scrimmage. But so far tonight, it has been owned by DC Everest into the end zone for the score. Touchdown. Brock Babish. First score of the game, and boy, Zach, they made that drive look way too easy.
And that's what you want to start off a game like that, being able to show that you can pass the ball, run the ball. A lot of changes will have to be made on the defense for Hortonville and just show that this is a talented offense that you have to worry about the run and the pass.
They started this drive back on their own 25-yard line after a penalty. Extra point is up and good. And with 6:23 remaining here in the first quarter, our first score of the game, it's DC Everest 7 and Hortonville nothing. You are watching the Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week. we'll bring you back here to Hortonville, where each team has possessed the ball once, and DC Everest capitalizing as they take the early lead 7-0 on a 3-yard touchdown run. They're certainly trying to make it as loud as they can here in Hortonville. And a kick is away. That'll stay out of the end zone right there on the 1-yard line is where it is taken. Across the 20, the 25, finally brought down. As Chase Hughes once again finding some extra yardage. And Hortonville will have it for the second time, this time taking over on their own 27-yard line, looks like. 1st and 10 with 6:15 remaining here in the first quarter. First down and 10 on the 27-yard line. This, once again, will be Sam Dodd looking to the sideline, getting the call. That shotgun formation, taking his time this time. Takes a snap, looking, rolling to his left, a little toss. He's got his man right out of the flat, but not too much of a gain, but still positive yardage. And the completion will be 2nd down. So Mashlin, I think. So they gain 4 yards. It's 2nd down and 6 with 5:45 remaining here in this first quarter.
Hortonville would like to get a couple first downs on this drive just to show that they can match the offensive power that DC Everest showed on the last possession.
Dodd hands it off, going up the middle, and he is stuffed right away. May have even been knocked a little bit backwards to the 30. Lost a yard. And again, a big 3rd down situation here for Hortonville as we approach exactly 5 minutes remaining here in this opening quarter. Hortonville last year, 9-2, 7-1 in league play. Lost in level 2 to Kaukauna, 20-14. Back-to-back years into the playoffs for Hortonville. You hear the cowbells on the other side from the DC Everest faithful. Dodd takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's rushed. We have a flag down in the backfield, and now a little skirmish going on after the play. It's usually in the vicinity of holding is what they like to say.
There was a little extra going on after the play, but no flag was thrown on that.
It will be a holding on Hortonville. Penalty is going to be declined because of the loss from the sack, so it'll be 4th down. And again, the punt team is out there for Hortonville. 2 possessions, and they've had to punt it away both times. And big thing is DC Everest is going to get some really good field position here.
And this is a big part for the game now. Can DC get up 2 possessions?
A running punt taken right at the 50, a nice grab. And then knocked out of bounds. Might have been a kind of a late hit there, but Strelo takes it. That's a heck of a catch. I thought he might just let that one just bounce and roll, but he grabbed it out of midair and gained himself an extra
Still looking at
about 15 yards.
A net of, look at the net for DC Everest, or I should say the net for Hortonville. Only 15 yards in that changeover. You start to wonder in those situations, are you better off going for it, take the opportunity?
So they will start this one on Hortonville's 36-yard line. If they move it at all like they did on that last drive, this shouldn't take long. Snap back to a new quarterback in there. There's Savoke. Toss over, and it is caught inside the 15-yard line.
It really did not take long for this offense to get down the field. already in great field position, but now into the red zone.
That was Honkanen with the catch. And it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 14-yard line, officially where they will mark it. Savoke takes the snap, hands it off, Strelo with it, and tripped up. Nice tackle in the open field there by Francis O'Connor. Otherwise, that might have been another 6 for DC Everest. O'Connor doesn't make that tackle. 3.5 minutes left to play in this first quarter. 7-0 DC Everest. Knocking on the door again at the 11-yard line. 2nd down and 7. They've just been willing their way down the field. And again, the new quarterback in there was Savoke. I'll go back and forth between him and Latondras. There's the give, and man, what a hit there. Brock Babish is the carrier, but man, he was met right at the line of scrimmage. Hit hard. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 now.
And this becomes a big play here for Hortonville. They already let a touchdown, not with under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. You don't want to go down by 14. Huge chance here to maybe lose some yardage and force them to go on 4th down instead of a field goal attempt.
Yeah, you got to kind of wonder maybe, though, if this might be four down territory here for DC Everest, especially with their defenses played the first 2 possessions there. At any rate, 3rd down and 7. The snap is bobbled, but Savoke brings it down. Now he will take off running himself, and he's going to dive into the end zone. Touchdown, DC Everest, and they're on top 13-0 with 2:20 left to play in this first quarter. A 70-yard touchdown run by Bo Savoke.
When you look at a pass that gives a chance for the quarterback to run and use his mobility skills, they're dangerous. I mean, it's a hard play to stop, especially if you have a quarterback that has the legs and be able to find the open gaps, which he did for the touchdown run.
Extra point is up, and it is good. With 2:20 remaining in this first quarter. New score, DC Everest 14, and the Polar Bears nothing on the Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week. I want to thank another primary sponsor this year, East Wisconsin Savings Bank. See their website there on the screen. Visit them at eastwiz.com. Your new score, DC Everest 14, Hortonville nothing with 2:20 remaining in this first quarter. You surprised very much here, Zach? The first couple of possessions?
Yeah, you hate to see the home team, especially how the season has started and put together. You like to see the home team come out with a big victory. Well, not a big victory, at least competitiveness. Now, granted, so still early, first quarter, plenty of time for Hortonville to get adjusted, but they need to find out something offensively to get something going because right now DC Everest is doing everything they want on offense.
And the kick bobbled at the 5 and then picked up by Hughes, still on his feet, across the 30, runs into his own guys. If he doesn't do that, he might be off and running. But Hughes, all 3 kickoffs so far, he's made something out of nothing. And this time, it'll be Hortonville taking over on their own 33-yard line with 2:12 remaining in this first quarter. Nice turnaround for this DC Everest program, who just 2 years ago they were only 2-7. 3 years ago they were only 2-6. And last year 6-5, and now off to a really good start with the shutout last week and a shutout going here in the first quarter. Here's a handoff to Hughes. Little running room on the near sideline across the 40. Chase Hughes. senior. With 2:05, the clock will stop because he did step out of bounds. 2:05 left, first quarter.
Great run to start this drive on the first play, getting near midfield. This is where you build some confidence on this Polar Bear offense.
Yep, there's two words I was just thinking there, confidence and momentum. You got to start getting that momentum back going your way. High snap, but taken in the handoff and a big-time hit on Hughes. Taken down right away.
That was just an excellent play by the defender, being able to get right through the offensive line. When you can get that quick movement right from the snap, you can do almost anything defensively.
Cole Gascione, I think I'm saying it right. The 6', 220-pound senior was all over him as soon as Hughes got that handoff. A little longer of a huddle this time. 3rd down and 2 with a minute and a half remaining here in this first quarter. A key 3rd down again for the Polar Bears. Dodd barking out the call, and now we have a flag, and a delay of game is going to be called on the Hortonville Polar Bears. Oh, boy, on a 3rd and short. Back them up 5 more. That's just kind of the way the night has gone so far here for the Polar Bears.
It's hard to feel how long the play clock actually is when you're at a high school game, because you don't have the play clock like you have at the pros in college. So you know instantly. Now, you do see the ref. He will give the 5-second warning, but you're not always looking at the ref for that.
I kind of noticed it, though. That's the way I described the opening of that play. They were in that huddle for quite a long time, and they're doing it again. I don't know if it's miscommunication, if it's confusion or what. Now, yeah, you need a timeout if you're Hortonville. You have to regroup here. This is a big-time play for Hortonville. 54.8 seconds left. We'll do the little reset here for you during this timeout. 54.8 left in this first quarter. DC Everest on top by 2 scores. They've scored both times that they had the football. One on a 3-yard run, one on a 7-yard run with about 2 minutes left to play. So they've had it twice, and they've scored twice. And 2 pretty long drives, too. That first drive was from their 25-yard line. Oh, but they did start the last one deep in Hortonville territory, so I do take that back. But the first one, they started on their own 25.
Well, as you mentioned that, in the first drive, you look at it, they went right down the field. Second possession, they had a good return starting inside the 40-yard line. It felt pretty good for DC Everest. Now for Hortonville, you had a great chance to get this first down, but then you had the bad run and then followed by the delay of game. Now this is going to be a play that could dictate what happens early on in this game.
Here we go. 3rd down and now 7 with 54 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Takes the snap, long pass down the far sideline. He's got him for a first down up near midfield. That's exactly what you needed if you're the Polar Bears. Strike to T.J. Payne.
It was a great job by Payne. He came back to the passer, being able to show that, hey, I am open for this, secure the catch, and that was the most important part, being able to hold on to the ball and get the first down. Now you can start feeling some confidence in this offense. Even after receiving that delay of game, now you have a new, fresh set of downs.
30 seconds left to play in this first quarter. Now up to their own 48-yard line. This is as far as they have been in all 3 of their possessions. Dodd with the handoff, and again, he is met right away. Might have gotten a yard out of that one, but that should do it for quarter number 1. As we wind down with 10 seconds left. And they will switch sides, but they won't have to go very far. And that'll do it for quarter number 1 is in the books here tonight. DC Everest on top, 14-0. Back with quarter number 2 after this on the Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week. I'll bring it back here to Hortonville. Joey D and Zach Morris with you here this evening. As we begin quarter number 2. Like I said, they didn't have to go too far. Just switching sides here on the 48-yard line. Check that 49, second down and 9. Snap back to Dodd. Flushed out of the pocket and driven down. He might have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage, but the tackle made by Freddie Alerke for DC Everest. And again, another third down situation. They've already had a lot of them here tonight in just the first quarter and a couple of seconds.
Yeah, and this one being third and long, you need to have another great pass play here. And let's see what they dial up.
Break the huddle. 3rd and 8, just underway, quarter number 2. 4 wide receivers to choose from. Again, Dodd's looking to the sideline, trying to get the final call. High snap, dropping back, and he's taken down in the backfield by Orion Bowe. The 6-foot, 225-pound senior coming through in a big way, and again, Hortonville is going to have to punt.
This defense continues to show that, hey, this is a tough defense to move on after they shut them out in the first quarter, working early in the second.
Unable to even get across midfield yet for the Hortonville offense. Here is the punt by Parker Lawrence. Bounces around. You can probably hear the coaches yelling, "Get away, get away." And so the Evergreens will have the ball again, this time on their own 27-yard line with 10 and a half minutes left to play in the first half. Be first down and 10, so can they make it 3 for 3 here? Scored on their first 2 possessions on a couple of short runs, but this time again they're going to have to march 3/4 of the length of the field. There's a handoff and a first down. Ty Strelo once again. He's been the workhorse so far. Coach's son having a great night, and again a first down up to the 43-yard line.
While Hortonville's trying to figure out what to do offensively, defensively they have some issues too, and they're continuing to show on this drive.
1st and 10. Let's see, which quarterback do they have in there this time? I think that's Latondras that's back in. They go back and forth between quarterbacks. Another run right up the middle, though, across midfield into Hortonville territory at the 49-yard line now. That's going to be second down and short. This defense of Hortonville just has not been able to put up any kind of push against this offense for the Evergreens. That is Latondras. Taking the snap. Little play action fake. They swing it out to the right side. It is complete and a first down again. This time catching the football is Ty Strelo, showing his ability to both run and catch. And the junior picks up another nice about 15 yards there up to the 33-yard line. Again, they're in business.
These are just great offensive plays, calling up exactly where they need to go, and good blocking by the line in all plays so far, too. If you have a good offensive line, you're going to do pretty well offensively.
Tondras in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Little play action. He'll keep it himself. Across the 30, down to the 20, to the 10, inside the 5, diving forward. Did not get into the end zone. Taken out there by Brad Blahowiak with the tackle, but it down to the 5-yard line, all the way from the 33. And it's 1st and goal again for the Evergreens. And again, remember, they started on their own 27. They are just marching down the field. All 3 of their possessions. 1st and goal on the 5, 9:19 showing on the second quarter clock. And Latondras hands it off and going nowhere.
Great job by Hortonville in that first play. Don't want to give up any yardage on the first down because this is probably going to be 4-down territory here. So another big battle coming up on this next play.
2nd down and goal on the 5-yard line. Evergreens scored on their first 2 possessions, trying to make it 3 for 3. Snap and the give, diving across. Did he get in? I think they're going to mark him just a little short. Ty Stralob.
It appeared his knee was down when he was trying to extend towards
Look
the
where they
line.
marked that, Zach. You can't get any closer to the goal line. You just can't.
There's a couple inches. They can get a little bit closer in this play.
3rd down and a pinky finger.
I'd say 3/4 of a yard.
3rd down. He'll keep it himself and follow the pile and into the end zone. Another touchdown. This time we'll call it officially a 1-yard run by the quarterback, Owen Latandris. And it is 20-0 DC Everest. Third different player to score tonight for DC Everest.
It's again another great offensive drive for DC Everest, being able to run basically all the way through to the end zone on this play, and a great swing pass as well.
Extra point is up, and once again, it is good. Your new score with 8:23 remaining in the first half. It is DC Everest 21 and Hortonville nothing on the Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week. I'll bring it back here to Hortonville, where they got the Rocky theme song going on. Well, it hasn't been too much of a fight here tonight. It's been DC Everest all 3 times that they have had the football. 21-0 is the score. Joey D and Zach Morris with you on this beautiful, little chilly, but a beautiful Friday evening. Just fun to be back at the football field, isn't it, Zach? It just is.
You get some normalcy going on. And you got to enjoy every week of football because you never know what the next week brings you.
Exactly. This one kind of surprising me. 21-0. It's been all DC Everest. There's a nice run back by Lawrence, giving them. And now the crowd that is here is jumping up and down, wanting some kind of flag called. And I believe there was one. Got some activity after the play. Got a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct that's going to be called on DC Everest. So that will give, that will give Hortonville even better starting field position. I didn't see exactly what happened, but a lot of fans that are here right in front of us literally jumped out of their seat. Like, what just happened? All the way up to the 47. Wow. Big time penalty.
This is exactly what Hortonville needed.
8:17 remaining in this first half. We'll see if Hortonville find a way to get into the end zone. High snap, but the give to Lawrence. Cross midfield, and he fumbled it, but he was down already at the 45-yard line. So that'll be an 8-yard gain. Parker Lawrence, and it's going to be 2nd down and short for Hortonville. finally showing some kind of little flash here. This is as deep as they've gone in the first quarter and a half here.
Yeah, it's first play in DC Everest territory in this first half.
2nd and 2 officially with 7:40 remaining in this first half. On the 45-yard line, Lawrence again goes in motion. Dodd brings it down. He'll loft it way in the air, but way overthrows his intended receiver. Showing his arm, but looking for T.J. Payne and way overthrew him. Had the one-on-one that he wanted, though, down that far sideline.
Not a bad choice. You knew with the incompletion you would be looking at a 3rd and short.
3rd down and 2. 7:32 showing on the first half clock. And a 3-score edge here for DC Everest. Hortonville again in a 3rd down situation. They've had a lot of these in the first quarter and a half. Dodd looking to the sidelines, getting the signal. Takes the snap. Blitz is on. He picks it up down the sideline. He's got Lawrence into the end zone. Touchdown. Parker Lawrence from Dodd on a 45-yard touchdown strike. And that's exactly what the Polar Bears needed. They're on the board.
Liked what he saw in that last time he passed it deep, incomplete, but I thought he knew it. He had it there, and a great throw. And finally, the Polar Bears on the board.
Makes it 21-6. 7:25 showing on the second quarter clock. That's what we saw last week quite a few times. Dodd to Lawrence. Chalk up another one. And chalk up an extra point. 7:25 left here in this first half. Your new score, DC Everest 21 and Hortonville 7 on the Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week. We'll bring it back here to Hortonville with your new score. 21-7. 7:25 left to play here in this first half. And Zach, again, that's exactly what Hortonville needed. They can try and get something going here.
Yeah, they did what they needed to do, but now the big question is defensively. They have yet to stop DC Everest, so the question will be, now they figured something out on offense, can you get it stopped defensively?
Boot into the ball, taken right at the 10-yard line. Strelo still on his feet and taken down at the 35, and a flag comes in late. Looks like maybe a holding. The official keeps kicking the flag.
Which will show you that that's where the hold took place, or blocking
Yep.
the back.
Blocking it back is the call, so they'll bring it back after a decent run back again. So Sam Dodd to Parker Lawrence. Last week, 7 catches, 203 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And here tonight, getting his 5th touchdown in the first 6 quarters of the season. I'll mark it way back on the 15-yard line.
Well, without a doubt, this is the worst starting field position for DC Everest because all of their touchdowns have come from punts.
So we'll see if that momentum continues here for the Polar Bears. Look like they may have jumped defensively, but I don't see a flag. They give to Strelo. Across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. So a decent pickup. Exactly 7 minutes left to play in this first half. 21-7 DC Everest. With the ball for the 4th time. Scored each of their first 3 times. First one they started on their own 25. And they started on the Hortonville 36. And then their own 27. They started this one on their own 15. Here's the handoff. Nice tackle. Did he get enough? I think he might have got enough. And another late flag coming in. Boy, things getting real chippy down there on the football field tonight.
You start to wonder if that was an after the play penalty.
Here comes the call. Again, unsportsmanlike conduct, this time on Hortonville. So they already had the first down, but move it ahead even more. I should be counting the penalties tonight. There's been quite a few, both sides, including each side with at least one unsportsmanlike conduct. This will move it up to the 42-yard line. Back in there at quarterback, by the way, Bo Savoke. As they switch back and forth between Savoke and Latondras. It's Savoke's turn. Got a couple of wide receivers to his left. 1st and 10 on the 42 with 6:20 remaining in this first half. Savoke, the toss back. It goes to Strelo, looking for room. Cross midfield. They still can't get him. Finally down just across the 50. Nice about 9-yard run there. It's going to be 2nd down and short.
For viewers, that was a great run. You may not have seen it because I was busy getting my coat on, a little chilly at the game, but it was a great run there by DC Everest.
That's all right. You're new at this. 2nd down and officially 1. It's a very long one. Give right up the middle. 1st down and then some. To the 39-yard line.
Tough break for Hortonville on this possession. You had DC Everest inside the 20. You throw some penalties in. Now another good run by DC Everest inside the 40. You had a chance to change this whole momentum, but still a possibility. As long as you can keep DC Everest out of the end zone, it's a good defensive stretch.
They pipe in the defense chant. 5 minutes, 20 seconds left in this first half. Evergreen's on the drive again. 1st and 10 on the 38, and Strelo taken down right away. Nice job, some of the big guys up the middle. Let's give them credit. I believe that was JP, let me say it right here, Dejanef. He's only 6 foot 300 pounds and a junior. I better say his name right. Dejanef. JP in on the tackle. 2nd down and 9 on the 36 with 4.5 minutes left to play in this first half. Handoff again. Going up the middle and taking a crowd with him up to about the 31-yard line. And so a big key 3rd down here. Haven't had too many of these for DC Everest tonight. 3rd down on the 31. We'll call it 3rd and about 3.
This is a big chance for Hortonville, but the way this offense has been clicking for DC Everest, is, unless it's a huge loss on this play, it's 4th down territory.
Savoke takes the snap, gives it to Strelo, diving across. Did he get it? I think he did. Move the chains again. A big 3rd down pickup for the Evergreens.
They've yet to be stopped on a 3rd down. So you start to wonder, what do you have to do to get this offense off the field if you're the Polar Bears?
Well, it's a different quarterback each time. They got 2 different quarterbacks that they mix in. This time it's Bo Savoke leading them on this drive. This started on their own 15-yard line. Handoff again to the right side. And that is Brock Babish.
Great containment there by Hortonville, because there was that bounce back, trying to find an open lane after all the holes were plugged. But a great job by Hortonville not letting something develop on the outside.
That's a hard gain, 3 yards. 2nd and 7, exactly 3 minutes left to play here in this first half.
Well, we've seen plays where if you have a quick running back, they can find out, hey, nothing's working in the middle of the offensive line. I got to bounce this out.
2nd and 7 on the 23-yard line. Savoke under center, dropping back to pass now. Out to his left side, almost picked up, but instead it is caught. Oh, my goodness, what a play. That was in and out of the hands of Hunter Strange and into the hands of Brock Babish. My goodness.
That's excellent ball, hand-eye coordination skills by
I
the running
wish
back.
we had instant replay. That was sensational.
By that receiver, because being able to keep the coordination of, usually when a ball is barely tipped, a lot of receivers have a hard time locating the ball. In that point of view, you're thinking that ball is going the other way, but kept the coordination, be able to make the catch for a huge first down.
1st and 10 now on the 12-yard line. And off going left side, inside the 5. And again, it is going to be near a first down for Ty Strelo. He's been the ball carrier all night long so far. Clock continues to run right at the 2-minute warning of this first half. It's now 2nd down and 1, so they still can get that first down. As they mark it on the 3-yard line, 2nd down and 1. Savoke the quarterback under center. The give up the middle and touchdown. Ty Strelo. 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns for DC Everest.
Great job by DC Everest, knowing that the touchdown just scored on your defense. Let's get some extra rest, and hey, it's going to have a touchdown. The longest drive of the game so far for DC.
Makes it 27-7. Pending the extra point. Lines are down, and it is good. With 1:40 remaining in this first half. Your new score, DC Everest 28 and Hortonville 7 on Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week. Back here in Hortonville, I am Joey D alongside Zach Morris for tonight's Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week, our first broadcast of the football season. Glad to be with you on this little chilly but beautiful night here in Northeast Wisconsin. It's been 4 possessions, 4 scores for DC Everest as they make the trip over from the Wausau area, and they took control from the very get-go. They're up 28-7, and well, Zach, so much for that momentum that Hortonville had.
Now, still a possibility to get it back here on this next drive, but not much time left in the first half.
Just a minute 30 left. And a run back by Chase Hughes. Up to the 29. I think that's the first kickoff, though we didn't have a flag. So that's good. Hortonville will start this drive on, going to mark it on the 28 or 29-yard line, with 93 seconds left to play in this first half. 28-7.
There's a good chance now for Hortonville to get a quick touchdown because these defensive backs for DC Everest are going to, knowing that a long pass will probably happen a couple times in this drive, may try to jump 1 or 2. If you can get a nice pump fake, you never know what could happen on this set.
Dodd dropping back to pass, trying to make something happen. Fires across, had a guy, but it is in and out of the hands of TJ Payne. Oh, boy, he wants that one back. That would have been easily a first down. Instead, it is 2nd down and 10 on their own 29 with 1:29 left to play in this second quarter. Been really impressive, both offensively and defensively here for DC Everest. They did allow the one big play, the only touchdown by Hortonville, a 45-yard pass. Other than that, they have owned them defensively. Just like this, they bust through that offensive line, and that makes Dodd have to scramble out of bounds. Did end up picking up something, so it's not a sack, but boy, that defense just so quick, right in there on the play.
Now with these two quick plays with time not coming off the clock here for Hortonville, there's going to be a chance for DC Everest to score if they cannot get a first down here.
That's a good point. Clock stops with 1:22 left, and again, a 3rd and long. How many times have I said that tonight so far for the Polar Bears? And they have not been able to pick up too many of them. This one a 3rd and 8 on their own 31-yard line. 1:22 left. Dodd looking at the sidelines, getting the call. Again, rush from behind, throws it across, and it is incomplete. And that is going to be 4th down. Dodd's pass incomplete. He was looking for, was it Aiden Leist, I think, or was it Mashlin? The intended receiver. At any rate, it is 4th down, 4th and 8. Clock stops with 1:19 left, and like you just said, DC Everett's going to get it back, and they're going to be in pretty good field position here.
Yeah, not a strong punting game so far for Hortonville.
Nobody back to receive it, though, so the ball's going to be able to just flounder around for a little bit.
Best punt of the night in that situation, having no one back.
On the 21, I think DC Everett we can hear the coaches just to our right. I don't know if you heard that, but they were yelling fake. They were thinking it was going to be a fake.
It's a situation that you could do that because you're already down 28-7, but since you had the team prepared, you rather just go into the half and just hope you hold defensively, but still 1:08 remaining with 3 timeouts.
68 seconds on the first half clock. They scored on their first 4 possessions. Can they make it 5 for 5? And again, taking over on their own 21-yard line, so they would have to march downfield. And they give to Strela once again. Now inside a minute left to play. Not showing any kind of hurry up here. I think they'll be fine going into to halftime here with a 3-score lead. Well, maybe take 1 or 2 big shots down the field.
See, it's you're playing the game of if you do throw a deep pass and it happens to get intercepted, how much time is left on the clock if you're even looking at trying to throw something deep. Back
in at quarterback, by the way, as they do the quarterback carousel for DC Everest. It's Latondras. Back to pass. On the sideline, and he overthrows Strela. Had him wide open. If he catches that, that's a good 10, 15-yard pickup. Instead, clock stops with 26 seconds left to play, and it's going to be 3rd down and long.
I think that's where you see a run, and let's just get to halftime.
Strela comes in from the sideline. And again, Owen Latondras, one of the 2 quarterbacks. He is a senior. Savok a junior. And the senior takes a snap, and he will take it himself. Flushed out of the pocket there and up to about the 25-yard line. And a timeout is going to be called by Hortonville to stop the clock with 19.6 seconds left. And it's 4th down, and they're going to get the ball back here and maybe try and make something happen.
Maybe a block punt or a miscue. You're trying to hope you get something, and then we've already seen a deep pass work for Hortonville. Maybe try it again.
They'll mark it on the 25-yard line. And for the first time tonight, DC Everest does not reach pay dirt on one of their possessions. They scored on all 4 of their other ones, a 3-yard run, a 7-yard run, a 1-yard run, and a 3-yard run. But this possession is going to wind up as the first punt of the night for DC Everest. Kick is away. Taken near midfield. Clock winds down inside 10 seconds now. Taken down at the 43-yard line. And again, a little chippy after the play there. 9.9 seconds showing on the clock.
Good hang time. I'm not sure most people talk about hang time as they used to. I remember back in the day, well, I say back in the day, which is only, 16 years ago when Fox.
That's back in the day.
Well, you watch a game, they would actually have that little hang time counter. How long was the kick in the air? In this situation, every second matters because now you're under 10 seconds, 9.9 left in the game, well, in the first half. So you're probably looking at possibly 2 deep attempts here, barring a defensive penalty.
Back in the days, like 85, man. For you, it's only like 10 years ago.
Hey, those sports graphics have changed 7 times on NFL and Fox since then.
High snap to Dodd, looking deep. And incomplete. Couple of white jerseys there. 3.3 seconds still left on the clock. Guy getting up kind of slowly over there. Is it Payne jogging back now? So they'll have one more deep shot at it. With 3.3 seconds left to play. Trying for the quick strike here. Boy, wouldn't this be something? If they can connect here somehow, some way. Maybe take a look at Parker Lawrence, who caught that 45-yarder earlier, his 5th touchdown in 2 games already here, in a game and a half, as a matter of fact.
You're just going to throw a 50-50 shot here. It's all you can do at this point for Hortonville.
Dodd down the near side, and it is up and incomplete. I thought maybe it would have been intercepted there, but instead it falls just short of his intended receiver, Hayden Leist. And so we go to halftime here on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week. It's been all DC Everest here this evening on the home field of Hortonville, 28-7. First half thoughts here, Zach Morris.
Well, Hortonville struggled early on, but showed some signs of life, getting that big stop in that last possession, getting a touchdown when they needed it. Down by 21, you can score quickly in the second half. We'll see if they're able to get their offense back on track. Far as for DC Everest, they did a good job early on. I mean, they did everything they wanted to, offensively, defensively, passing, and rushing. A lot of things were working. Now, that last drive, again, it was short. You didn't need points in that situation. We'll see what goes on in the second half for DC Everest so they can try to increase their lead.
Evergreens picking right up where they left off last week after a 41-0 victory over Wisconsin Rapids. And here on top, 28-7 at the half here in Hortonville. We'll take a little time out, and we'll come back. Second half action coming your way. The Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week.
everybody. Barry Wood, East Wisconsin Savings Bank. Did you know that East Wisconsin Savings Bank has been serving people in our community for over 130 years? With historically low interest rates, now's a great opportunity. Hello everybody, Barry Wood, East Wisconsin Savings Bank. Did you know that East Wisconsin Savings Bank has been serving people in our community for over 130 years? With historically low interest rates, now's a great opportunity for you and your family to take advantage and to be able to do things that you might not have been able to do before. At East Wisconsin Savings Bank, we'd love to serve you and your family next.
East Wisconsin Savings Bank.
The projects we construct afford us the opportunity to help those in need in more ways than one. And the momentum we create as a team allows us to make an impact greater than any one of us can achieve on our own. We are part of the community. We are where we live. We are Myron Construction.
Are you looking to make your dream home happen? Make stop searching and searching happen. You could make that fenced-in yard happen and make that bigger bathroom finally happen. It's time to make your home transformation happen with a home equity loan or line of credit from Fox. Apply online right now or visit one of 22 Fox locations to get the money you need and make life happen.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
everybody. Barry Wood, East Wisconsin Savings Bank. Did you know that East Wisconsin Savings Bank has been serving people in our community for over 130 years? With historically low interest rates, now's a great opportunity for you and your family to take advantage and to be able to do things that you might not have been able to do before. At East Wisconsin Savings Bank, we'd love to serve you and your family next.
East Wisconsin Savings Bank.
The projects we construct afford us the opportunity to help those in need in more ways than one. And the momentum we create as a team allows us to make an impact greater than any one of us can achieve on our own. We are part of the community. We are where we live. We are Myron Construction.
Are you looking to make your dream home happen? Make stop searching and searching happen. You could make that fenced-in yard happen and make that bigger bathroom finally happen. It's time to make your home transformation happen with a home equity loan or line of credit from Fox. Apply online right now or visit one of 22 Fox locations to get the money you need and make life happen.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
I'll bring it back here to Hortonville. Friday night football action, our first broadcast on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week. And it's been all DC Everest so far, 28-7. DC Everest coming off of their 41-0 win over Wisconsin Rapids last week. Hortonville also 1-0. They beat West Appear at West Appear last week in a good one, 43-39. This game was originally supposed to be Wausau West here, but earlier in the week, things kind of got shifted around, as has been the case for the entire year of 2020. And luckily, they found DC Everest was able to come here. They still are planning on playing that Wausau West game, but later on in the season. Here's 28-7, though. I am Joey D alongside Zach Morris as our timing camera starts to move back and forth with the
Yeah, that's the game.
the shaking.
Well,
of
here's the problem. We're really trying. We really want to
We're
give you the
trying.
scoreboard. The problem is we got some fans, which is not bad. They're just
It's
excited
not
to
a
be
bad
here,
thing, Yeah,
as you would be for football in these troubling times,
exactly.
giving us troubling times with the scoreboard clock.
But we can see it now. And kickoff taken by the Polar Bears.
So a big chance here for the Polar Bears. Can you get a stop defensively and get the ball back and try to get this game back to a two-possession game? But if you're DeForest now, it's a great opportunity to find yourself to get up by 28 points early on in the second half.
So DC Everest will start on their own 28. Scored on 4 of their 5 possessions in that first half. There's a little toss back to Strelo, and he has taken down a great open field tackle. That is made by Francis O'Connor. Short gain up to the 30-yard line. It'll be second down and 8. Just underway here in the second quarter, or third quarter, I should say, second half. And you can see the time now, so I don't have to tell you anymore. That's good.
For now.
For now.
For now. We'll see how it works,
see.
but we'll let you know.
We'll see what 2020 brings us next. There's the handoff to Brock Babish.
So here's the difference early on. Every single drive that led to a touchdown for DC Everest, every play would probably net them at least 7 yards of play. And being able to go right down the field. Right now, the Polar Bears have shown they're a lot tighter on defense now, forcing a 3rd and 8.
3rd down and long 7 or 8 yards to go here, just across the 30-yard line. This would be a big start to the second half for Hortonville if they can come up with a stop here. Shotgun formation this time by DC Everest. That's Bo Savok, the quarterback. And a completion near the DC Everest sideline, and that's going to be good for a 1st down. And that's, oh boy, right when Hortonville started to get a little momentum those first 3 plays, and then the long strike there up to the 43-yard line. It's 1st and 10.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge 1st down catch there for DeForest. It's a great chance for you to keep this drive going, and heartbreak again for the Polar Bears.
And again, it is Savok, the quarterback, to start this drive. They go back and forth between the 2 quarterbacks. Keeps it himself. Wrapped up, still found a way to get a couple more yards. A scrappy little player there. Bo Savok, 6 foot, 185-pound junior. Goes in and out with Owen Latondras, but this time Savok gets it. What do you think of that strategy, having one quarterback one series, a different quarterback the next series?
Okay.
They literally go back and forth.
High school, it works. It just works in high school because usually one has more of a skill of a passing than someone else is better off either a read option or a running quarterback. The higher you go in level of play in collegiate and professional, it's just harder to do because your quarterback needs to stay in that groove and be in there every play.
So 2nd down. Gives straight up the middle to Ty Strelo, and he's across midfield to the 45-yard line. Another big pickup for Ty, and another 1st down for DC Everest.
And sometimes programs are forced to do that because you have a quarterback you develop and you believe can lead your offense, but you also have a young starring quarterback that you know is very good, and you can't keep him on the JV level because you know how well he does play, so you try to make playing time for both. Certain programs find themselves in that situation.
This time he hands it off again to Babish. Brock Babish, 5'10", 180-pound junior. He's been a nice little tandem with him and Strelo tonight as far as a running game for DC Everest. He gains 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Just underway here in the second half. First possession of the half for DC Everest.
2009 and 2010 for Menasha, when I was there, they had dual quarterback for a little bit till injury determined one quarterback would be the quarterback.
Yeah. Another handoff right side along the hash marks. Did he get enough? It looks like he may have. We'll see where the spot is. But that might be another 1st down pickup. Well, just shy, I guess. So it'll be 3rd down and short.
Well, so far, this has been what DC Everest wants, taking time off the clock, almost taking 4 minutes off and just driving down the field. Again, will it be a 4-down territory?
Savok this time going under center. He's been going back and forth between shotgun and under center. Fakes it. Hands off. In the backfield, Ryan Bowe is the ball carrier, and I think he got a 1st down. A nice fake to the up back. And then just spinning across to the 34-yard line where it is again 1st and 10 for DC Everest.
That's 2 third downs that Hortonville felt pretty good going into and just troubling again. But great job by by DC Everest being able to continue move the ball down, and one great pass play on a 3rd down and a great powerful run, not giving up after the first contact.
And the point you made on that after that last play, tick, 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 tick. The clock just continues to run down here as you see it on our screen. It's 7.5 left to play here in this third quarter. Wrapped up in the backfield and taken down. Bodie Schanhofer. Didn't want to say his name right. 6'2", 220-pound junior. He's made a couple of big plays here tonight, and that one was big. Second down and 10 on the 34.
And that's the big thing, again, with the time, is the fact that if half the quarter will be sucked up on this drive, Hortonville has to make sure they don't get in the end zone, because then you have to figure out additional points in this comeback.
They started this drive on their own 28-yard line to start the quarter, and we're halfway through it, almost. Strelo again takes the handoff, but goes nowhere, and again a third down situation here for DC Everest. See if the Hortonville defense can finally stop them here. Clock continues to run, though. We're almost halfway through already this third quarter. And DC Everest has had the football the entire time. Not sure how many plays it's been, but it's got to be at least a 9 or 10 play drive already.
I mean, they get this deep, too. I mean, you're talking about half the quarter, getting inside the 35.
Savoke, back to pass. Shuffled out of the pocket, fires it across. It is incomplete. Well, that's a dangerous pass. There's a lot of red jerseys over there. It's incomplete, though, and it brings up fourth down for the Evergreens. What do you do here? Coach Tim Strelo for DC Everest. They got their offense still out there on the field, and the fans that are in attendance here on the near sideline for Hortonville come to their feet. That did stop the clock at 6:03, as you see, but now you don't see it anymore.
Well, it's getting loud on the
people
home
jumping
side
up and
for
down.
Hortonville.
It's going to bump our cameras just a little bit. So I'll tell you, there's 6:03 left to play in this third quarter. Fans going nuts here. Savoke back to pass across the middle. Has a guy. He's open. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, DC Everest. A 33-yard touchdown strike. Trey Babinski. He was wide open. I don't know how he became that wide open.
That was just a great throw, because he found the situation that he was able to get a good pass protection from his line, was able to scan the field and saw a wide open receiver and took his opportunity there, and capping off a long drive. And more importantly, going up by penning his extra point, 28, was the time taken off.
And it is good. So a 33-yard touchdown pass on fourth down. And again, DC Everest strikes. They are up 35-7 on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week.
Hello, everybody. Barry Wood, East Wisconsin Savings Bank. Did you know that East Wisconsin Savings Bank has been serving people in our community for over 130 years? With historically low interest rates, now's a great opportunity for you and your family to take advantage and to be able to do things that you might not have been able to do before. At East Wisconsin Savings Bank, we'd love to serve you and your family next.
East Wisconsin Savings Bank.
I want to thank all of our fine sponsors this season here on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week. Myron Construction, East Wisconsin Savings Bank, and Fox Communities Credit Union. Joey D alongside Zach Morris here this evening. That ate up exactly half of the quarter. They started on their own 28-yard line and struck on fourth down on a 33-yard touchdown pass, and DC Everest is up 35-7, a run back out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line, and that's where Hortonville will get it for the first time this half. But, man, boy, DC Everest, besides the very last possession of that first half, which was about a minute long, they just have owned this Hortonville defense tonight.
Well, the part is it's very deflating, especially if you're the Polar Bears, knowing that you had chances on that drive to get off the field and just were unable to. And now you look at the time crunch, you feel you pretty much have to score a touchdown here on this possession.
And our first penalty of this half. We had quite a few of them in that first half. And not what Hortonville fans want to see. Back them up 5 more yards. So it's 1st and 15. Now back on the 22-yard line. 35-7 your score. Hortonville's only touchdown was a long touchdown pass, just like we just saw from DC Everest. It was a 45-yarder to Parker Lawrence. But that was way back middle of the second quarter. Trying to gain back some of those yardage, and that is Hughes. Chase Hughes will gain probably just over the 5 yards that they lost on the penalty. So it's going to be 2nd down. And they back it up just a little more. 2nd and 12, they're marking it. And you see the third quarter clock running down here. 5:20 left to play. DC Everest with 5 touchdowns in their 6 possessions. Dodd in the shotgun formation, takes the snap. Back to pass, has plenty of time, fires across, has a guy in and out of the hands once again. Oh, man, there's been a couple of costly drops tonight here for Hortonville. Nice pass, would have been near a 1st down, but instead he drops it. I believe that was TJ Payne. Oh, boy, those are heartbreakers.
Especially what it was 2nd and long, and would have brought you 1st and 10, and now you're looking at a 3rd and long. It hurts because then you got a tough decision after this. Is this a game where you go back to your defense? Maybe they can get a stop for you, or is this a chance? If you don't get a 1st down here, a chance for DC Everest to really blow open this game.
So it's 3rd down and 12 on their own 25-yard line. Dodd with a hard count, and he is taken down. The big sack by DC Everest. That is Max Buchholz, who stormed through there out of nowhere. 6'1", 192-pound junior with the sack, and it's 4th and long.
Yeah, those untouched sacks are tough to take in that situation. Knowing that you felt safe, but it's those corner blitzes and blitzes that you do not see that really hurt you the most, especially on 3rd down.
Talking with the coaches for Hortonville before the game, they say, yeah, watch number 22 on defense, and that is a reason why they told me that. Right in midfield, taken by Strelo. We got a flag down. Oh, I think he picked it up. Take that back. So, again, good field position here for DC Everest. They will start on the Hortonville 41-yard line. See if they can make it 6 out of 7 as far as scoring on their possessions.
Well, then a score here for DC Everest with the extra point would put you in the running clock situation.
Aha! It's been a while. I almost forgot about that. That's why you're my left-hand man here. Back in at quarterback and taking the snap, Owen Latondras.
Though you start to wonder, the way DC Everest plays, you may not have to worry about that. They run off a lot of time with this running attack.
We would have to get into the 4th quarter, though, right? If I do
believe
recall.
it's the 2nd half.
Is it? Okay.
We'll find out if it happens.
Yes,
but
we will. We still got 30.
We also may not find out.
40-yard line, 2nd down and 9 on the 40 for the 1-yard pickup. Tondras again will keep it himself, and he is met. Nice tackle by Ben Belo. 6'1", 200-pound senior for Belo. One of their big leaders on defense for this Polar Bears team. And it's 3rd down. Here we go. 3rd and 5 on the 36-yard line. Officially is where they'll mark it, closer to 35. But Tondra takes it. A give, spin move by Ty Strelo, and That's going to
They're
be
gonna-
close. I think they got it. Where they're marking it, the one official standing right in the middle of the 0 and the 30, and they're moving the chains. Another third down pickup, and another heartbreak there for Hortonville. Thought they had them stopped.
Yeah, that was the set of downs you needed to get the stop for the Polar Bears, but here comes DC Everest again.
Mark it on the 31, 1st and 10, 2:45 and counting here in the third quarter. And a whistle. Timeout called by DC Everest. 35-7 is our score. Back after this on the Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week.
The projects we construct afford us the opportunity to help those in need in more ways than one. And the momentum we create as a team allows us to make an impact greater than any one of us can achieve on our own. We are part of the community. We are where we live. We are Myron Construction.
Well, they're 2 minutes and 42 seconds early here, Zach. What? We're jumping around already. I know we still got a little bit to go here in the third quarter, but jumping around here at Hortonville High School. 1st and 10 after the timeout. DC Everest with it on Polar Bear 31-yard line. Back to pass, hit from behind. Ball's up in the air, up for grabs, and falls incomplete, but a hit from behind. Who got in there? Was that Jaden Blondeau, I believe? Was one of the guys who hit him from behind. So that'll stop the clock at 2:37 left to play in this third quarter. 2nd and 10 on the 31. DC Everest trying to score again. 5 of their first 6 possessions, and they've had the ball a long time here in this third quarter. Hand off to the right side, and a good stuff by that Hortonville defense.
And this is, again, another chance for Hortonville to get the offense of DC Everest off the field, but they've also been good on 3rd and longs.
And here we go again. It's they're saying 3rd and 10. It's marked just ahead of where they got that last first down. But 3rd down and 10 on the 31-yard line, approaching the 2-minute warning of quarter number 3. Or can they come up with this time? Trips to the right, trips to the left. For Owen Latondras, dropping back to pass. Fires across the middle, and it is incomplete. Coverage on the play by Francis O'Connor.
Had options that were open. Makes you wonder if they'll just try it again here.
So brings up 4th down. 4th and 10 on the 31-yard line. Clock stop with 1:51 left here in this third. And again, they'll go for it.
And I believe the last touchdown throw came on a 4th down.
You are correct, sir. Can they come up with the same kind of magic here on this 4th down? Back to pass. All kinds of time. And that one is broken up. He was looking for Bo Babish, but it was incomplete. And for the first time this evening, DC Everest turns the ball over. This time it is on downs. So Hortonville will take over on their own 31-yard line. So not a terrible situation for DC Everest. Might as well go for it there.
Well, if you do a punt, you have that possibility of a touchback, and you're not really gaining much in yardage compared to the chance of getting another touchdown on 4th down.
Winding down quarter number 3. See if Hortonville can get anything going here offensively. Back to pass is Dodd, pressured from behind again, and he connects with this guy across midfield. Still on his feet. Inside the 40-yard line, Chase Hughes. A big-time catch and run. A lot of yak there, yards after the catch. He's down into DC Everest territory, and they are in the hurry-up offense here. There's a no huddle. Here we go, trying to throw the Evergreens off guard defensively.
Have to score 28 points, and it's going to be tough to do it all in one quarter. You love to get a score here.
Dodd taking his time, though. Sam Dodd, the junior quarterback. Still looking to the sideline. 5 wide receivers. One of them goes in motion. Back to pass. Throwing left. Going deep. Towards the pylon. It is incomplete. Looking for Lawrence. Incomplete, so clock will stop with 1:07 left. What do you think about that, though? They went no huddle, but it was almost like they huddled because they took so long to call the play.
I mean, every team runs no huddle differently, where you run to the line and then you get the play from the coach.
Again, 3 receivers here to the near side, 2 to the far. DC Everest showing some blitz here. They pick it up right away down the sideline. Looking again for TJ Payne, incomplete. So it's going to be 3rd down and long. This is where it's dangerous to be doing that because the clock stops and you're going nowhere. Whistle, and now they will huddle things up. They move the football back another yard down to the 38-yard line now. And they want the clock to wind. And now they want it to stop.
Well, it was an incomplete pass, which would be quite an interesting situation. You want the clock to run.
Okay, so 103.
I believe the ref thought maybe it was a running clock situation.
Almost got it. There we go. 103 left. Fires it just short. Did he catch it? They're going to call that a complete pass. My goodness, what a grab there by T.J. Payne. I was very unsure if he caught that, but I couldn't see because some of the players there on the sideline. But that was a very short pass, but somehow Payne came up with it, and it's 1st down. They moved the chains. Dodd again, back to pass. He is hit, bounces up and out of the hands of his intended receiver in Aiden Leist. That was dangerous. That was, oh boy, you get that body. You practice that a lot in practice, but man, the old tipped football.
I think he was more concentrating on what he was going to do with the ball once he caught it, because he had a situation where he could have stretched it to the outside, possibly try to score, but first he had to secure the football.
Same formation here with 5 wide receivers. Dodd, empty backfield. Barking out the play, the cadence, and a lot of people jumping, and I think he was trying to do a hard count there, and they get called for jumping.
Yeah, not as disciplined on the team as the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers in those situations.
Catch a number over there. I think that was 56. I believe that was Norm Kopesky, the senior offensive lineman. That hard count got him to jump, and so they move it back 5, 2nd and 15. On the 30-yard line. Little toss and a fumble. Ball is loose. Who comes up with it? The Evergreens think they have it, and indeed they do. The turnover by the Polar Bears, and the Evergreens get the football back. The toss was back to Hunter Strange, and he could not handle it.
Well, when you're doing tossing back and forth from the running back to the quarterback, you have to make sure both of you are paying attention to what's happening in the play, because when you're in that situation, that's when you have fumbles because you weren't prepared.
So 37 seconds left to play here in this 3rd quarter. Both teams have now turned the football over once, but the one was on downs by DC Everest. This one on a hard toss back. So they take over on their own 36-yard line. And that might do it for this quarter.
It's just a deflating play for the Polar Bears. You're moving down the field. You're getting momentum. Try to score and make it a 21-point game before the fourth quarter. Instead, you turn over the ball in DC Everest territory. And now you're trying to hold on to keep it a 28-point game early on in the fourth quarter.
So that is going to do it for quarter number 3 as it comes to an end. DC Everest 35 and Hortonville 7. Back after this on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week.
Are you looking to make your dream home happen? Make stop searching and searching happen. You could make that fenced-in yard happen and make that bigger bathroom finally happen. It's time to make your home transformation happen with a home equity loan or line of credit from Fox. Apply online right now or visit one of 22 Fox locations to get the money you need and make life happen.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Three quarters down, 1 to go here in Hortonville, where it has been all DC Everest, both offensively and defensively, as they lead this one 35 to 7. I am Joey D alongside Zach Morris for our video stream game of the week. First of hopefully many. I guess we'll just see what happens in the coming weeks, as with everything else in life. But we finally are here. It feels good to be watching high school football on a Friday night. We are glad to bring it to you. On a second down and 8. Handoff. Up across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. And the clock will stop because they move the chains. First and 10 once again. Now they restart that clock.
And if they do score a touchdown with the extra point for DC Everest, running clock will happen. It makes a comeback possibility even more difficult in the fourth.
So this is a big defensive stand here for Hortonville. Thing is, they have really just eaten up a lot of this clock in the second half. There's another burst through the middle by Ty Strelo, and again, he's going to move the chains. We've seen that several times here tonight. I don't have the exact stats, but he has been the workload on offense for DC Everest. First and 10 now into Hortonville territory at the 43-yard line. First and 10. Minute into this fourth quarter. Let's see which quarterback is in there this time. Whoever it is, hand it off to Strelo. It's Savoke. Yeah, they go back and forth. I should have guessed that. Bo Savoke back in. They go back and forth between him and Latondras. Picked up a couple. Second down and 8. The clock continues to tick, 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 tick. Last scoring drive ate up half of the last quarter before they scored. And Savoke again, this time handing it off to Strelo again. And he's tripped up, only gained a couple, so it's going to bring up a third down here for DC Everest.
Yeah, this is the big third down. Can you keep them off? Can you stop the drive for Hortonville? But for DC, you'll love to get a first down here and get another touchdown to put this game away.
Ball marked in between the 38 and the 39-yard line. Under 10 minutes left to play. Officially third down and 5. Savoke will work from under center again. The hard count, and he got one of his linemen to jump. On the right side, that was big number 79. That's Gus Johnson. Mark it back 5 more. He's only 6'2" and 268. We got some beefy guys up front there for DC Everest.
That's why you're seeing these run plays just get deep into the secondary where you get that perfect block where some are able to get that second, and that's why these big runs are starting to spring through.
So mark it back 5 more yards and makes it 3rd and 10 on the 43-yard line now is where they'll mark it. 2 wideouts to each side. Svoke under pressure, scrambles, takes it himself. He's got wide open running room across the 20, the 15, inside it before he dives forward. And again, a big 3rd down and long conversion for the Evergreens.
Only had to make one guy miss, and that's what he did right away. And a great job using his speed to get around the linebacker that could not figure out a way to tackle him. And that's what you want in a quarterback. This is the modern quarterback. You want to be quick, where the passing is just not going to happen today. Hey, use your legs and get a first down.
Bo Savoke makes it 1st and 10 on the 14-yard line. I mean, that totally looked like a passing play. He had wide open green area to run. Under center again is Savoke. Hands it off to Habish, and he gains a couple. Only one they're giving him. 2nd down and 9 now. Trying to put this one away. If they can punch this in, you can put a spork in it. 2nd and 9 from the 13-yard line. Again, a dual backfield. Savoke the toss back. Looking for room on that right side, and Habish once again is taken down. So it's going to be 3rd down and 6. Right at the 10-yard line. As we watch that clock just tick down, tick down. That's been the story of this second half, definitely. As the Evergreens eating up that clock.
And still a possibility to get another set of downs.
Yeah, it's true. They got to get inside the 5 to get it, but here we go, 3rd and 6. Bo Savoke in the shotgun formation now, dropping back to pass. He's hurried, flushed out of the pocket, still looking. Now he takes off running. Did he get it? He had to get just inside the 5. They're going to mark him right at the 5. So it'll be 4th down and very short. I thought maybe he reached the football across to get it, but they mark him just shy. 4th down and less than 1 now for DC Everest as the clock does stop. It's 7:07.
You had to take the chances. What's going to happen? You're probably going to go with that offensive line for DC Everest.
Jumbled backfield here. Savoke looking for the knockout punch here, and he gets the 1st down. Not the touchdown, but they'll move the chain. Well, they won't move the chains because they don't have to. But it's going to be 1st and goal for DC Everest as, again, they convert. So they'll mark it right there on the 3-yard line, 1st and goal. Taking as much time as they need here. And the exact same formation here.
Well, it worked so well. Do it again.
Might as well. A handoff, and diving forward was Strelo. Did not get in, though. Gained about a yard, so it'll be 2nd and goal on the 2.
Not too many games get to watch where one team has 2 drives that take up the first half of 2 quarters, and especially back-to-back, 3rd and 4th quarter. I mean, this is a team that every program wants to have where your running attack just continues to drain time off the clock when you have a lead.
That TOP, time of possession. Jumping up in the air and stuffed, though. He was taken backwards by, that's Orion Bowe was the ball carrier. And that Hortonville defense caught him midair. For no gain, it'll be 3rd down and goal. From about the 1.5-yard line here, can they punch it in?
Like to see the fight here from the Polar Bears, just trying everything they can not to let this touchdown go through. But for DC Everest right now, the mission accomplished. Time off the clock.
Here we go. 3rd and goal. He'll keep it himself. Gets the push from behind and into the end zone. A 1.5-yard touchdown run, if you want to call it that, by Bo Savok. And it is 41-7.
It's a great offensive drive, and you start to wonder. It was perfect what you want. You're not scoring right away like some people like to see, but taking time off the clock, showing how you can just fight through and converting huge 3rd downs.
2nd touchdown run by Savok here this evening. Got a 7-yarder back in the 1st quarter. And the extra point is up, and it is good. 5:16 remaining in this one. 42-7. DC Everest leads it. Back after this on the Fox Communities Credit Union Video Stream Game of the Week.
Hello, everybody. Barry Wood, East Wisconsin Savings Bank. Did you know that East Wisconsin Savings Bank has been serving people in our community for over 130 years? With historically low interest rates, now's a great opportunity for you and your family to take advantage and to be able to do things that you might not have been able to do before. At East Wisconsin Savings Bank, we'd love to serve you and your family next.
East Wisconsin Savings Bank.
We are back here in Hortonville. The Polar Bears just not their night this evening, down 42-7 to DC Everest. They've scored on virtually every possession that they have had. And again, that one started back on their own 36-yard line. That's the thing, too, is they've been taking the time off the clock because they've had to march most of the field, but they've done a good job of doing it. A nice run back here to the about 26-yard line by Chase Hughes, and the clock will continue to run here for the final 5 minutes because they are up by 35 or more here in the second half.
So you start to play the game. Vegas odds, you would say, hey, the chances are, would this game finish in 5 minutes? We'll find out. But that's how it is with running clock. When you look at a situation where can you try to get points on the board? Now, you need a lot of Hail Marys to fall through when you look at offensively and try to get stops in the defense.
Well, we'll start this one on their own 25-yard line is where they marked it. Here's the toss back. Still on his feet is Hughes, and that's a nice pickup of about 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
Huge step for the program still for Hortonville when you talk about a new coaching staff. So you have a new offense coming in. A lot of teams just not even getting on the field right now. You start building for the future. So next year, gain some more experience for every player on this team.
Drop back, and it is caught! What a catch by Parker Lawrence. Finally something for the Hortonville fans to cheer for. It's been a while. Lawrence had their only touchdown earlier in the game on a 45-yard connection. This one, good for another about 40 yards or so as they cross midfield now. Problem is, the clock can't stop because it's a running clock. Dodd again scrambles, finds some running room. He's got wide open Green Acres out there. He'll run out of bounds, but again, it doesn't matter because it keeps on running. But
well, it's more.
How about these last couple plays here? They're showing some life.
It's more to avoid the contact that you probably don't want to pick up in the end of that play. But the defense is allowing Hortonville to be able to come down through. But maybe this is a spark for them to maybe take another step in this offense.
Dodd looks over to the sideline. Gets the call again. 2 wide receivers to each side. He'll go to the left with it and overthrows him. Intended receiver Chase Hughes threw it behind him. Probably could have taken a little more time there. Tossed it, and the clock continues to run here. See if they can punch it in here. From the 18-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Back to pass again, and it's intercepted right at the goal line. The Evergreens come up with another turnover, the second one of the night for them. And a big interception there will keep Hortonville out of the end zone. And now you can just take a couple of knees, and this one will be in the books. Right at the 2-minute warning, and it continues to run. Oh, boy, right when you get some momentum. That happened after they scored their first touchdown. They started again to build some momentum and gave it right back to them.
Just some errors that a team has learned to get through.
Well, they won't take the knees, but they will try and run this one out, I guess. 95 seconds left. Unless Hortonville decides to call timeout, but that'd be kind of a silly thing to do. Getting some of the substitutions in, I guess, sides. So DC Everest is going to go to 2-0 on the season, looking pretty good. There's a handoff. Stuffed right away. A nice little stop by the defensive line of Hortonville. Now it's exactly 60 seconds left. DC Everest going to go to 2-0 after the shutout last week, 41-0 of Wisconsin Rapids. Now 42-7 here. It's 83 points in their first 2 games and giving up only 7. But that for the quick math. So they will move on. And they will host. They are slated to host. Run off the right side there. And another stop by the defensive line there of Hortonville. So they will host Wausau West next Friday. They're slated to at least. Next Friday. Hortonville going to drop to 1-1 after their opening victory over West Appear. They will drop and will be again if all goes well. You're here tonight. DC Everest with the road victory. They come to Hortonville and dominate from the very get-go. 42-7, the final score here this evening. Final thoughts here, Zach Morris. What do you think?
Well, you see how DC Everest just came into this game, and as they show the sign of taking their helmets off and just instead of shaking hands at the end of the game, DC Everest showed that, hey, last week wasn't a fluke, that this is a solid team moving forward, good offensive line, creatively, offensively with 2 quarterbacks and a defense that can get big turnovers when they need them.
Everest running off the field to the right side, and they will head over to the big buses. They took some nice luxury buses to get here. That was pretty nice for them. And a nice win, a nice start to the season here for the DC Everest Evergreens, as they are now 2-0 to start this young and abbreviated season. Like I said, up next for them, they will host Wausau West, and then 2-week layoff before they are at Marshfield. Hortonville will head to Wisconsin Rapids, and then a 2-week break before they host Wausau East. So they drop to 1-1 on the young season. That is going to do it for us here in our first broadcast of the season. Thanks for sticking with us through all the gremlins that were working through our system earlier this evening. But hey, we made it through. 42-7, your final score. DC Everest a victor over Hortonville. For my partner and guy who got us up on the air here tonight, Zach Morris, thank you so much for listening and watching. I am Joey D. This has been a presentation of Woodward Communications.